Hello everyone and welcome back to FemPower. My name is Kat and here on this channel I talk about all things endometriosis and mental health. If that's something that you're interested in and that you're into, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. That way you are notified of all upcoming videos or all future videos that are posted here on this channel. Today I wanted to talk about the steps you should take when it comes to talking with your doctor about endometriosis. I want to share what you should do before your appointment, during your appointment, and after your appointment. So let's jump into it. So the main thing that you want to do before your appointment is to prepare for the appointment. And the first thing that you will want to do is to determine your objective. Know what it is that you're seeking to accomplish. If you want to get solutions for pain management, or if you're wanting to go the whole route and get an accurate diagnosis for endometriosis, you want to be sure of that objective and you want to know that that is your objective, because you are going to have to convey that to the doctor during your appointment. The ways that you can get clear on that objective is to focus on creating a list of questions that pertain to that objective. So if you are looking for solutions for pain management, you are of course going to ask questions about other treatment options. You're going to ask questions about any medications that you should be taking, any lifestyle changes that you should be making to help with pain management. You're going to be asking questions that are all related to things that you can do, medications that you can take, or treatments that you can undergo that are going to help you with managing the pain that you're currently experiencing in your life. And the last part of preparing for your appointment is to compile your health history. So you can create a serious hardcore notebook like this that has all of your personal health history. It's going to have information about allergies, supplements, medications that you're taking. You can also compile your family health history. If there's anyone that you know that has endometriosis in your family, if there's a history of endometriosis in your family, you're going to want to make sure that you convey that to your doctor as well. You're going to want to track your symptoms and list any and all of the symptoms that you're experiencing, how long you've experienced them, how severe the pain is. Did it start off mild and progress to moderate and now it's at a severe point? These are all the things that you're going to want to compile, and if possible, put them in a notebook so that way you can have copies of everything and you can give them the copies of it or have them make copies so you have this with you. It's going to be easier for you to navigate through the appointment, and you can remember everything that you want to talk about and keep on topic or keep on point when it comes to that objective. And the last tip or key point that I can give is when you are wanting to talk with your doctor about endometriosis, do not do so during your regular physical or your annual exam. You want to schedule a dedicated appointment about whatever pain point that you're experiencing. So to go with the example of dealing with chronic pain, if you're having a lot of pelvic pain outside of menstruation, you're going to schedule a specific appointment to talk with your doctor about that. You're not going to try to fit it into a physical or to your annual exam because there's not going to be enough time. Usually they're in there to do the exam and they're kind of rushed. But when you have a dedicated appointment that is to this specific point, it's going to get more focus. It's going to take up their focus, and they're going to be able to talk with you and speak with you directly about that. And they're not going to be rushed because that's the whole purpose and the whole reason that you're there in the first place. So that's the last tip I have when it comes to preparing for your appointment. So now we're going to talk about what you do during the appointment. So the first thing that you're going to do is, of course, you're going to state your objective and your goal for the appointment. You're going to let the doctor know that, hey, I'm coming to you today because I'm having abnormal pelvic pain outside of my menstruation, and this has been happening for X amount of days or for X amount of months, and it's becoming disruptive to my life and it's preventing me from participating in my normal daily activities. And I want to get solutions for how to manage this pain, and I want to find out why I'm having this pain, why this is occurring. I suspect that it could possibly be endometriosis because of my prior family history of endometriosis and I just want answers and solutions. So you want to be clear to the point and you want to let them know exactly why you're in that day. And perhaps one of the most important things that you are going to do during your appointment is you are going to talk about your symptoms and you are going to elaborate on your symptoms as much as you possibly can. You want to talk about when you first noticed these symptoms occurring, how long it's been happening, the intensity of the pain, how disruptive this pain is to your everyday life. You want to share your symptom log with them. And you also want to make sure that you are using clear, descriptive words and phrases when you are describing your pain. You want to use clear, descriptive phrases like sharp, stabbing pain, dull, aching throb, pulsating pain. You want to be as clear and descriptive with how you're going to be describing your pain and not be vague or trying to play it off or make it seem like it's not that bad. You want to let them know how bad the pain is and how disruptive it is so that they can take you more seriously and help you get answers and help you get help. You also want to make sure that you discuss your medical history. So most importantly, if you know that there is a family history of endometriosis where you have a sister, an aunt, or a mother with endometriosis, you want to make sure you convey that to them and share that information. You also want to share your personal history with symptoms associated with endometriosis, which is why, again, I can't stress enough, it's so important to have a symptom log where you're showing the onset of symptoms, how they've increased in severity, how long you've had these symptoms. All of this is really important for laying your case and for letting them know that this has become a very serious, complex issue for you, and it helps them to take you a bit more seriously and listen to you. And another important thing to do during your appointment is to be engaged and to ask questions. If they say something and it's not clear and you don't understand, ask them to clarify it for you. Also ask them about their qualifications and their knowledge when it comes to endometriosis, as far as diagnosing it, treating it, and as far as their knowledge of endometriosis in and of itself. All of this is important to get information from them, not just because you're going to them for help, but you also want to make sure that the doctor that you're talking to is qualified to even have this conversation with you about endometriosis, because if they don't understand endometriosis, they don't know how to diagnose it, and they don't know how to treat it, they can't properly help you. So you do want to ask those questions to make sure that they are qualified to help you in the first place. And if by chance you feel like they're not qualified, you can always ask for recommendations for specialists, specifically for endometriosis specialists or for surgeons that specialize in doing surgical procedures surrounding endometriosis. Ask them if they know of any specialists or anyone that has a wide knowledge or specialty when it comes to endometriosis if you feel that they're just not up to par or they don't have the sufficient knowledge to properly diagnose and treat endometriosis. So that's all that you do during the appointment, but what happens after the appointment? So I personally find that when I go to a doctor's appointment, it's very overwhelming, the whole process of trying to make sure that I get all my questions answered and also trying to make sure that I said everything that I wanted to say and that I understood what they were saying, that sometimes I don't really know if it was a good or bad appointment until a day or so later. So that's why it's important that after the appointment, you give yourself that time to kind of decompress and take a look back and see if your objective was met. Was your objective met? Did you get the answers to your questions? Was your goal reached? All of these are important things to reflect back on and see if that happened. And another important factor to consider when you're rehashing your appointment is your experience. What was your experience like? Was the doctor understanding? Were they patient? Did they answer all of your questions? Or were they rushed? Were they kind of short and brief? Were they lacking clarity and not really wanting to answer your questions? Were they combative? Did they kind of feel like they weren't taking you seriously? This is all important because this is going to let you know if this is a person that you can continue on your journey with diagnosing and treating endometriosis with, or if it's time to get a second opinion. If you feel confident that this doctor was appropriate, they answered your questions, they were eager to help you, they were taking you seriously, and they were listening to you, then that is so awesome. You found a great doctor that's going to help you get solutions and help you get to the root cause of what's going on. However, on the other hand, if that wasn't your experience and that wasn't your journey, then that means you need to get a second opinion. Don't stop with that doctor and don't let that deter you. Go ahead and continue your research and continue looking into doctors and get a second opinion as soon as you possibly can. So those are all my tips on what you should do when it comes to talking with your doctor about endometriosis. I do have some more information that I'm going to link in the description box. I have a blog post that talks about this subject in depth, and I also do have a guide that you can download with the 4 steps of how to talk to your doctor about chronic illness, which includes endometriosis. So I'm going to leave links to both of those in the description box below. But that is all for this video today. I hope that it was helpful for you and that you enjoyed it. And until next time, have a beautiful and wonderful day. Bye.